Well, good morning, Tokes. That's right, I was doing lives on Good Morning Europe, just getting ready for one when a loud bang was heard on the green. I couldn't quite see what had happened, but then I saw people running away from where the sound had come. I went round the corner and saw a small silver hatchback had crashed into the anti-terror barriers that were around Parliament. It had crashed at the St Stephen's Gate entrance, which is the public entrance. There is a police box there where normally one person or sort of two people are on a patrol there, and there were people running, and then the parliamentary police were piling out of Parliament. They were trying to keep people back. Within around 60 seconds, there were 3 or 4 SCO-19, that's the Armed Response Unit of the Met. They circled the car. All the officers jumped out. There are 3 per vehicle. They jumped out with machine guns, surrounded the car. There was one individual inside. Now, the car itself, the front was completely trashed. There was smoke coming out of it. The man inside was conscious, it appeared. The officers then surrounded the car, yelled instructions. They pulled the man out and they have arrested him. And in the last couple of minutes, we've had a statement from the Met Police. They've confirmed that a silver Ford Fiesta collided with a number of cyclists and pedestrians before crashing into barriers outside the Houses of Parliament. The driver of the car, a man in his late 20s, has been arrested by armed officers. He's been taken to a South London police station where he remains in police custody. He was arrested on suspicion of terrorist offences. There was no one else in the vehicle, which remains at the scene and is being searched. No weapons have been recovered at this stage. Now, if I just step back, Tokes, you can see just down there in that gap between the trees, that is where Parliament is. That is where the car crashed. There are normally a lot of people going into work at that time of morning, but the MPs are away at the moment. The Lords are out, the House of Commons and the House of Lords is in recess, but there were still lots of people on their way to work. There was a big panic this morning. At first, they moved us back to Abingdon Green, which is where I normally do my lives from. And then when the radio signal came through that it was CT, counter-terrorism, they pushed everyone further back right up to this point. We're just at the top of Millbank, and we're being held at this cordon. The world's media has descended. Sadly, of course, this is not the first time this has happened in Westminster, hence I think the quick reaction of the police. Last year we had a similar attack like this in which several people sadly died. So at the moment this area is locked down, Westminster Tube is closed, and the vehicle is still down there. The people that were injured, we know they're not in a critical condition. They were treated at the scene and then taken to a hospital, which I expect is St Thomas's Hospital, which is just across the river there. It has a big A&E department. So this morning it was a bit lucky that there weren't more people out at that time of the morning, as there might have been if it wasn't recess, but there have been some people injured in this.
See, and do we know, you mentioned there that we know that this man has been taken to a South London police station, but do we have any more details about the man they've arrested?
Police aren't offering any more details. I saw him, and in some of the footage that we've been playing this morning, the footage of his arrest, you can see him being pulled out of the car. He had a beard, he was a black man. He was quickly moved into a police car. There was no one else in the vehicle, we're told. And one of the witnesses I spoke to said that the car was driving very fast. He thought it was about 60 miles per hour and purposefully trying to hit before it crashed. So all the sort of hallmarks of what we saw, sadly, last year with the Westminster Bridge attack.
See, but police have been clear that they're treating this as a terrorist-related incident?
Yeah, they have. Very quickly over the radio, I heard them say the words, "This is CT," which means counter-terrorism. Now, they said that within about 5 minutes and then started to extend the cordon further up here, obviously worried that there could have been some kind of explosive device in that car and wanting to keep people safe. So they are treating this, as they've said in all their statements since, as a possible terrorist incident.
See, and we know that Britain, of course, is on its second highest level of alert, which is severe. Have police given any indication that that terror level will change?
No indication yet, but it's not actually police that control that terror alert. That is done by a special committee that decides whether or not it is to go up. It did go up several times last year, obviously with the Ariana Grande attack, the London Bridge attack, the Borough Market attack. It went up to the highest level, but at the moment it's staying put on the second highest level.